crazy bastards? You're back here with Rob Kimball on the Sons of Wrestling for a WWE SummerSlam predictions preview video. Now, I would like to start off the show with, where's the tag titles? Where's the US title going into SummerSlam? Well, there's a possibility of a pre-show because every pay-per-view WWE does, there is a pre-show. So I would expect one of these to be in that pre-show. Typically it is the US belt, but I think we're going to go with a tag title extravaganza in the beginning of SummerSlam, and I heard rumor of a possibility fatal four-way. So 4 tag teams for the tag team championship. Why not? That would start off the show with all sorts of crazy shit. Now, the Usos obviously would be in this match. Who else would be in it? From what I hear, Mark Henry, Big Show, that's a big possibility right there. Obviously, Ryback, so they're in every fucking tag title match, every tag match out there. So Ryback, so definitely in. And then it would come down between the Wyatts or Slater Gator, I think. But I think the Wyatts to continue some kind of feud with Big Show and Mark Henry. So that's my pick if there is a pre-show. And I think it's going to be for the tag straps. And if that is the case, even if it's not a fatal four-way, Usos end up retaining in my prediction if there is a tag title match. Now, if there is a US title match somewhere thrown in here, I expect Sheamus to retain because there's been no build for nothing. So that's just my prediction, guys. So let's move on with the show. We do know there is Miz versus Ziggler. Now, we've got a nice little build going here, and it's for the Intercontinental Championship, and how Ziggler should be the champion right now, but Miz playing the character that he is, the heel that he is, he's doing a really, really good job. He needs to still work on that figure forward, but nonetheless, he's been doing really well on coming back, and I think the Miz will retain, keep that belt even longer, building this feud toward Night of Champions. So Dolph Ziggler, this will be great for him actually. Another loss, you got more fans rallying behind him, pissed off. When the hell is Ziggler gonna get a push? And you know what? They're talking about Dolph Ziggler, so that's a good thing. A loss sometimes is not a bad thing. So I think that Miz ends up winning this match here, and clearly it's going to be because he cheated somehow, the way that a heel should. Then we move on to, now none of this is in order, so, because I don't know the way the fucking card rolls down, but I'm just throwing it out there. AJ Lee versus Paige for the Divas Championship, and what I think here is that AJ Lee's going to retain. Paige gets pushed to the max, and she's full-blown heel, and you're going to see some kind of devastating thing at the end of this where Paige just annihilates AJ Lee and maybe even smashes the fucking belt, and they end up making a new Divas Championship belt because we do have a whole bunch of new belts coming. So with the new logo, who knows? That's a possibility. Comment below. Do you think Paige will destroy the Divas Championship belt? That's just an idea I just thought of on the fly. So then we move on to Alexander Rusev versus Jack Swagger in a flag match, and I just believe that Rusev is going to win. I don't think his loss is here, although it would be great if he did, but this is just the way I see it happening, and maybe even continuing the feud a little bit longer into Night of Champions if somehow one of them was to pick up that US Championship belt. Now that would be badass. Who knows? We'll see what happens there, but I see Rusev winning, but in the end you're going to have Jack Swagger standing strong somehow in the end, making Rusev and Lana retreat. Somehow, some way. A loss, like I said, is not always a bad thing. Then Moving on to Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt with no Wyatt family ringside, and this is when Bray Wyatt finally starts to get his edge back. He takes the victory over Chris Jericho. That's just the way I see it. Chris Jericho is going to put Bray Wyatt over, and he's going to teach him something here. So it's going to be a phenomenal match, and I cannot wait for this. And comment below about that, guys. What do you think of Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt, one-on-one, no distractions, just the two? How does this work out, and what happens with Jericho in the end? I just see Bray Wyatt standing victorious at the end, and will there be something strange with like maybe a real physical person such as a Sister Abigail as a weird distraction to Jericho? I don't know. Who knows? Just an idea to throw out there. But I see Bray Wyatt picking up the victory here, and it's going to be oh so sweet, pushing him back into where he was before the John Cena match. And then one that we're all waiting for, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match. Now, this seems like a good idea because Seth Rollins won't be able to run, he won't be able to hide. But my question is, I know that it takes a lot of lumberjacks to actually have this match, but how many are going to be in the Authority's pocket? That's just an idea to throw out there, and that's why I'm picking Seth Rollins to retain, or to actually keep his fucking briefcase, but to win this match. But Dean Ambrose is going to obviously be unstable. He's going to go out fighting like a motherfucker. That's just the bottom line, and he's going to look strong as hell. And eventually down the road, Dean Ambrose, I mean, this would be the perfect moment just to have him beat Seth Rollins. Nice, but I believe that Seth Rollins will win because somehow the Authority will have enough lumberjacks to make that happen. Just gut feeling, guys. Comment below. What do you think? Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. I would love Dean Ambrose to win here, but that's just the way I see it going. And then moving on to another ex-Shield member, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. And Randy Orton last week on his match against Sheamus. Wow, that was a really good match. But in the end, Roman Reigns, supreme, victorious, standing tall and strong, and taking care of the Viper. So a win here will be great for Roman Reigns, and a loss to Randy Orton won't be that big of a deal because he hasn't won a pay-per-view since WrestleMania. Well, he lost WrestleMania, so it's been since I think it was February, the last pay-per-view that he's won. And has anyone actually acknowledged that or really talked about it? Oh no, Randy Orton doesn't really need those wins, and he still looks like a strong character. So that's just the way I see it. Roman Reigns standing strong and tall, victorious, believe that. So that's the way I see that going on. Comment below. I think this is going to be a killer fucking match, and I can't wait to see it. And then the boss's daughter, Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella, Daniel Bryan's wife. And I think she's going to come with a ton of aggression, finding out that Daniel Bryan's been cheating on her, but I think in the end we're going to find out that that is not true. And here I do believe Stephanie McMahon will have some kind of trick up her sleeve, taking the victory here over Brie Bella, furthering this feud, and keeping the Daniel Bryan in the back. You know what I mean? You have something going on with Brie Bella, and you have Daniel Bryan still in the storylines, even not being there. So this is a good thing, and that's why I think that Brie Bella should lose here to continue on with what she's got going with Stephanie McMahon. Basically, the females, divas against the Authority version. So pretty cool shit, and I can't wait to see Stephanie McMahon back in the ring going at it. So we'll find out what happens. Finally, the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and this is going to be awesome. 2012 Extreme Rules, sick as hell. That match was phenomenal, so that's what's going to happen here again, guys. Seriously, Cena, Lesnar, they are both beasts, and in the end here, I see a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. the 1 in 21. That's just the way it is. He beat Taker. He can't lose here. He just cannot lose here. And a loss for Cena, like with Randy Orton, does not matter. It really doesn't matter too much for Lesnar anyway, because he just disappears for another 4 or 5 months. But that's okay. The champion doesn't need to be there every single night. Although it is nice to see a fighting champion. But champion, if you're champion, you set the rules. You set the standards. So Brock Lesnar taking them belts, combining them into one for the new WWE logo would be nice to see on WWE Raw. That's just my idea, the way I see it. And eventually later on down the road, like I said in previous videos, Roman Reigns will end up taking that strap from Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Just a big old prediction and idea. Comment, what do you guys think? What will happen? Will this have a nice feud build up all the way to Mania? That story arc, just like last year, with Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. And that's the way I see it, guys. And Cena will go and take a backstage seat like he did last year after the big old elbow that he had. And because Cena does not need a belt to be a main eventer. And that's fine with me. And I think it's going to be a good show, although the build-up's been a little slow, but hey, it's time for SummerSlam on Sunday, guys. Join me in on all the fun. Follow me on Twitter during SummerSlam at Rob Kimball Brand. And go to sonsofwrestling.com. Click the t-shirts if you want some cool new shit that no one else offers. Or you can go to sonsofwrestling.spreadshirt.com. The link is in the description. And guys, hashtag support pro wrestling. Anytime you tweet, throw it out there while you're talking about wrestling, because the WWE all the way down to your local indie promotion needs support to keep all these guys employed, keep us entertained. That's the bottom line, and that's awesome. So support pro wrestling. I will catch you guys after SummerSlam. Peace.